There we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed Fortnite. I think the last time I did, it was about 3 hours long. Yeah, this is more of like a story time in a way. A story kind of, you know, emote, or what am I saying, emote? Story time, but I've also got some Fortnite in the back, so yeah, I'm gonna try and explain my my own personal paranormal experience, if you will, per se. Yeah, it's probably gonna be pretty hard for me to explain it, not because it's difficult, but because it was a very scary encounter, and I hope to never come across it again. So without further ado, don't mind me. I'm just gonna be looking at some of my challenges and whatnot. I'm just trying to finish up so I can get the, what was it, the female Vendetta skin that's out. A lot of people were posting it today on YouTube, so I figured I'll try and get it, so that way I've got the skin. So, and I'll try and get this challenge done too. I have to destroy 4 more grills with my low and slow harvesting tool, so I'm just gonna get right into it. But might need a minute or two just so I can fully you know, grasp the details and all specifics, because yeah, it's it wasn't fun, wasn't cool, wasn't nice. It was just downright terrifying. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and kind of sink into the game here a little bit, and then once I'm rocking and I'm a little more comfortable, I'll start explaining what happened, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I have to go to the dance club, and that is over. Okay, it's over here. Oh, cool. Sounds weird. Fuck, back there over by Haunted. Awesome. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ugh. Probably start swimming for like halfway. I think that'd be a good idea. These airstrike things are actually pretty cool. Definitely a good way to single someone out if they're camping in a box or something. Especially when it comes to like streaming and whatnot. I'm gonna say in the next tournament that they're having, like the trio thing, I think it's called. I think that's gonna be really useful, and a lot of people are gonna use it a lot, so I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if like 10, maybe 15 people are taken out within like several airstrikes. Okay, there's There's a couple more chests I gotta get. Nothing right here. Big pot. Leave that there. Oh, there it is. Got it. Alright, I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna carry the big pot with me. I do desperately need a shotgun. More minis. Holy moly, I need to get going. Alright. Figure I've got some shields and I got some decent ones. I don't have a shotgun, but I'll try and manage. Alright, so basically the premise of how the whole paranormal thing started happening. I was watching a video that was basically sort of showing there's a show called Ghost Adventures, and they go around the world exploring these very haunted places that have been around for a long, long time. Whether it's a place, you know, people, there's lots of people who died. And, yeah, most of the places that they go to, the history is not very good. So, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, I'm gonna have to put a launch pad down. But yeah, so yeah, they go to these places all over the world. Most of them very haunted, obviously. And most of the time, they do go to these places. It's not a good feeling. You don't feel well. You don't feel calm or collected. You always feel like something is staring at you. Something is watching you. And, you know, every time they go to a place, they always try to taunt the hell out of, you know, the spirits that are there. Whether it's, I mean, most of the time they're there, they usually have some sort of run-in with an evil entity, and, I think that's when I ran into one as well. So, what was it? It was about 5 years ago, back in 2014, Jack heard about these, exorcisms that were happening in this house, in Gary, Indiana. And the house has been around for quite a while. I think it was like 110 years old, something like that. And the house at the time, you know, no one really knew about. Oh, that's cool. No one really knew about it until these people, they, you know, they're like, oh, you know, this house looks pretty cool, blah, blah, blah. And since it was recently, you know, polished and renovated, because there was construction workers trying to fix it up. And, well, it just got to a point where I think, personally, the place was just, there was something so wrong with it. No one could control it. So, the people started living there for about good couple of months, and yeah, it didn't take long until, you know, the activity started getting worse, and people started hearing things, saw things, and it was not a good time for those people. It was not. I mean, you want to talk about a place that literally says hell in the middle of the house? That would be that place. 'Cause I kid you not, whatever is there, or was there at the time, because now the house is demolished and just sits upon a driveway, just flat. Whatever was there, it's surely, there's still remnants there. Obviously, there has to be something there still. But before that place, you try and put holy water on that, and you're gonna regret it. The consequences are very vile, almost fatal, I would say. I mean, some of the damage that people took when they tried to take on this thing, it did not end well. I mean, kids. There were kids. Literally, the kids were being possessed. And that's when the guys said to come over and like, hey, we're gonna do an exorcist real quick. We're gonna, you know, it's really this bad. Yeah, alright, thank you. Anyways, so yeah, they had to get a priest come over, or an exorcist, and they had to come over and to get rid of the demon that was possessing the child. And from the documentary that I watched, yeah, it was, it's almost hard to explain, just because knowing that I watched it, I didn't watch all of it, I only watched a quarter of it, but just watching it, I mean, it's still, it gives me goosebumps to this day, just remembering the kid's face and remembering what the kid said when he was possessed. It's really disturbing, and I really hope it doesn't happen, like, to anyone. So, yeah, I'm sorry, just that documentary really touched in a way. I just hope it really doesn't happen to anyone else, because if it does, you almost feel sorry, and you feel helpless because you can't do anything. So, yeah, it's hard to endure. Oh, I'm trash. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you guys do want to, you can. The documentary is called Demon House. It came out as of last year, back in March. So the person investigating it, his name is Zach Bagans. He also has a couple other people with him at the time that were investigating that are now no longer with the team. And he still does ghost adventures to this day. But like he said before, that that is literally hell on earth. So, and I'm glad it's gone. But if you don't, if you don't believe in it, that's up to you. If you're a skeptic of paranormal, I don't blame you. But if you do believe in it, and you open yourself up to it, you may regret doing that, because according to Zach Bagans, the story's cursed. So, it's really up to you. If you want to watch it and you think you can pull it off without having anything happen to you, well, props to you, But, again, you know, just have an open mind. Stuff can happen to you if you do watch this. And, well, now we're gonna get to the part where shit happened to me. So, I was about maybe 15-20 minutes into the documentary. I just got to the part where he was recently learning about all of the bad shit that was happening to his family. And he finally decided to lock himself in the house. Nothing, with just 2 regular cameras, one night vision, the other just a regular camera, like as if it was a security camera recorded from like a hospital. That's what it was. And so yeah. After that point, I got absolutely sick to my stomach, nauseous. I felt like I wasn't myself. And this was about almost 1 in the morning. It was about maybe 12:30, midnight. And I got done watching it, and then 30 minutes later, I hear this like tapping, and it's on my closet door. So basically, if you were to walk into my room, you can see there's a lamp on the right side, and right next to that is a closet, both the doors. Both white, they got 2 little handles on them. And then you look to my left, there is a bed in the middle, and on the far left, there is a dresser and a fan. And then all the way to the left, if you were to look straight, you know, just take a hard 90-degree left turn, you can see my big TV with my big stand and all my other games and whatnot, and my little garbage bin on the bottom left of the stand, TV stand. And as I'm laying, so that's it, to give you a perspective of what my room looks like. So my bed, obviously in the middle, and then my closet's to my left. And I woke up and I just hear like this little light tapping. Like if I were to try and, I want to see if I can sort of like demonstrate what it sounded. So this is just what it sounded like. I heard that basically. And then about maybe 20 seconds later, it got a little bit louder. And it stopped right after that. So, obviously, I could tell I was not alone. So, I maybe took about 5 minutes. I just sat up. I did a recording on my phone, just to try to see if I could hear anything. I don't hear anything. I play it back good 3 times. Nothing except me. So I'm just like, okay, just go back to bed, you know? I can't just stay up forever. So then it was about 1, no, it was actually about 2:30. And this time I'm hearing whispers in the corner of my room. So again, on the left side, there's my TV and my stand. On the corner of that, that's where I'm hearing the whispers. This is like just the carpet and just the corner itself. And I'm just hearing whispers, and I faintly just hear, Ryan, why are you here, Ryan? And it just, I'll never forget that. I will never. That. Yeah, that was. I honestly, I couldn't. That was too much. So. Yeah, I wish I didn't watch that documentary. I wish I never did. Because like he said at the beginning, the story is cursed, and it's up to you to believe in this stuff or not. If you don't, you go in and you walk in with a heavy heart, nothing can happen to you. But, you know, if you're brave and you don't think any of this is real and you just sit there for whatever, you know, humor, I guess. Well, to be honest, there is no humor in this documentary. This is all serious shit. So, in my defense, I would not recommend watching it. But and there is a disclaimer at the beginning. It says view at your own risk. And the reason he says that is because he believes that if you have a fear of this stuff, you fear ghosts, demons, spirits, evil entities, all of that, you have a fear on that, and you're watching it through your phone or TV, it can have an attachment to your electronic device, and it can come straight to you. Like, say, a spirit can come right through your TV, and it can enter into your home, or it can go into you. However it does it. But an attachment is basically an evil entity, a spirit, ghost, demon, whatever, any of those, and it latches itself onto you, and it sticks with you. It's like a disease, or almost like a tick. Like, you try and move the tick, you gotta get, you know, some pinchers, or like the little, yeah, you could use pinchers, I guess. That's probably the best way to do that, but even if you were to try and do that, it takes a long amount of time to get rid of something like that. So you have to either be patient, and you can't piss it off, because if you do, it can get a lot worse, and it can prove to be fatal. It really can. Now, I'm not saying that there is a big chance you can die from this, but if it does anything that I just mentioned to you, the chances of reaching a possible death is very high, and it's very likely. So, again, you don't have to risk it, but I mean, if you don't fear any of this shit, go right ahead. You don't think it's real, go for it. You know, prove your worth, prove your bravery, I guess I should say. I was not. I do fear this stuff, so that's why I stopped watching it. So, and that wasn't all. I just didn't, I heard the whispers and thought, oh, is that it? No, that wasn't it. There was one more thing. I would say this one really did it for me. This one, yeah. It caused me so much fear, I'm almost afraid to come into this room anymore. Most nights now, I've either been sleeping on the floor outside of my room or in the guest bedroom. But apparently the guest bedroom is also, there's some spirit in there too. It's not bad. I don't know if it's good. Supposedly my mom has been in there countless times, and she thinks the spirit's name is Ben. I don't know if that's true or not. I wouldn't know. But so yeah, I'm getting a little sidetracked from all that stuff, but yeah, down to the last thing I experienced. So this was now about 2 hours later. This is about 4:30 in the morning. I woke up. Like I didn't bulge up out of my bed. I didn't burst out. Like, I heard, like I saw something. No, I heard it. And it was chilling. I literally opened my eyes. I took my phone out. I saw it was 4:31 in the morning. I'm trying to sleep. And I can't. And I just hear this like scratching. Like it is bad. Like if you were to take maybe like, I don't know, like a bear claw, like the bear's sharp claws, and put it against a window, and then him drag the claws on the window, that's how bad it was. And it was like for a good minute too. And the weirdest thing is I didn't see any marks whatsoever on the window. I didn't want to look outside because I actually feared there was something out there. I didn't think it was paranormal at the time. I thought there was like an actual animal or something out my window. But the thing is, the window is literally right behind me. It's literally above my head. So, just to have, again, with the perspective of my room, the layout and everything, my bed, I also forgot to mention there's a window right above the bed. That's where the scratching came from. And I have blinds in front of the window. So, I don't have people looking at me like creepily or anything. Neighbor's pretty creepy, but that's not the point. The point was there was something out there. Technically, there was something in here that was causing it out there. Again, I don't know how to explain that, but it happened, and it scared the hell out of me. So, yeah, I don't know how I would respond to something like that. I personally, if it was a lot worse than that, I'd probably just ditch the house and leave for good. Because I don't know if this is going to be any longer. Thankfully, this is the only time I ever heard anything happen in my room that was paranormal. Other than that, nothing happened. Especially even when I moved in here 2 years ago. Nothing happened. Not a single thing. I didn't know about the upstairs guest bedroom with a spirit, and I didn't know about that until probably last year I would say March, which is weird because that's when the documentary came out. I'm not saying it's a coincidence. I'm just saying, because that's when it came out. So, and the Ghost Adventures show, it's on Travel Channel if you guys want to watch it. It's a good show. I like it. It's very well done. Yeah, a lot of people are skeptics in today's world and generation, and I think that show can prove a lot of people that ghosts, demons, spirits, entities, they all exist. They're real, and their main goal of that show is to answer what happens to us when we die. I think in that show, they've answered it multiple times. I mean, every episode, they've captured at least something. Whether it was an EVP, an apparition, a shadow, a mist, an orb, which is, if you guys don't know what an orb is, basically an orb, in the spiritual world, is a sort of form of manifestation in the spirit world, and it can transform into anything it chooses. Like, say, back a couple years ago, they caught an orb. This was at some sort of hospital, and the orb went down in the hallway. It went past the camera. It went right into a doorway. They had another camera in that room, and they caught a shadow figure walking right into the wall, and it vanished. So I'm not saying like maybe that the orb and the shadows are connected, but I'm just saying that the orbs are a possibility, that that's a manifestation, and they can choose to transform into anything they wish. And they've caught in some really freaky stuff, especially with the Demon House documentary. They caught some weird shit. I'm not gonna go into details. You want to find out, you watch it yourself. But I'm not gonna. No, I literally revoke myself spilling the details and the nasty shit that has happened in that documentary since. So if you don't want to spoil yourself or ruin your life, then don't watch it. If you want to, you can. There is like a slight chance, maybe a 2% chance, that something happens to you. Whether you feel sick, you have a headache, you feel nauseous, you feel dizzy, you can't see straight, you can't, your balance is maybe confused or twizzled, then that's fine. It's just a little side effect that happens. Every often, I would maybe watch a good 5-10 minutes, I would always feel sick. And the weird thing is, I've always felt sick watching it. So, yeah. That is sort of my experience of, what happened to me. And I honestly sure hope it doesn't happen again, because I did have something happen to me, and it was a lot worse than what happened at my house here. I might have to save it for another video next time, but I'm gonna try and stay away from that story, because that's another time, and I don't really feel good talking about it, so I will save that for another video for another time, possibly later this week or maybe in the weekend, I don't know. So I'm not trying to freak you guys out or anything. I'm just trying to be sincere and honest, because a lot of people look at ghosts and think it's all fake, when in reality, a lot of people don't know what happens when you die and what happens afterwards. That team, those paranormal investigators, that show, all of it combined, it answers that question every goddamn time. So if you are a skeptic, you don't believe this stuff, you can either watch the show or you don't have to. Or better yet, go to the Palmer House Hotel. If you're in Minnesota, go there, because that's the experience. That's another story, and that's another place where I had another experience, and I'm not going to get into detail with that one. So again, I will save that for another time when I feel more confident talking about it, because I honestly do not. I feel very threatened and not very good right now. So it's some deep stuff. There's a lot of people who are very religious, and of course they learn about Jesus and the devil, and they know what happens when they come across it, and they know the 3 phases of the Holy Spirit, the body, the mind, and the spirit. There are 3 major phases in the world, and that everyone should at least know. That whole thing, that's it. I'm not very religious myself. I don't go to church, but I at least know that is important, and that is what I choose to believe in. A lot of other people believe in other things. That's their beliefs, and that's perfectly fine. So, Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Again, I don't want to go into detail anymore because yeah, when this shit happens, you just have to stand your ground, and I didn't. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like on the video. Comment down below if you want to hear more about the paranormal stuff, and I'll have some Fortnite in the background, and I'll just play a game or two, and then I'll get into the story. That's fine, you know. I have a good amount of paranormal things that have happened, so I could turn that into a couple YouTube videos if you guys like. And if not, you know, don't like this shit, that's fine. I'll just stick with the content I'm getting with Fortnite, you know. Whatever works for you guys, you let me know in the comment section. You tell me what's better, Ghosts in Fortnite or just Fortnite, let alone with the new shit they're adding. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.